What is going on, YouTube? Carter here. Got another unboxing for you guys here today. So much fun. I love unboxings. So this one, I think I'm going to title this something like outdated garbage or outdated subpar something. I don't know. It'll be something like that, because that's the general sentiment of what's in this package for a lot of people. Not everybody. A lot of people feel this knife is outdated, subpar for the money, and I would have to completely agree. But that doesn't mean I don't want it, because, okay, we got box within a bag. That's cool. Doesn't mean I don't want it. The heart wants what the heart wants sometimes, usually, almost always. Heart wants what the heart wants, and I have wanted one of these again in my collection for a long time, and I finally picked one up again. And some people hate this knife, some people think it's okay, a select few really like it, but to me, it's a must-have for any OTF collector. And before this is from Smoky Mountain Knife Works, and they package this thing up like crazy. Wow, that's pretty good. You can see what it is, right? It's the Infidel. Before they update this knife, if they ever update this knife, I actually kind of want a version of the original, kind of as a testament to where things were, where they came from. In my mind, it's a classic kind of knife. It's a classic OTF knife. It's been around forever. It's been essentially, or actually, unchanged that entire time, which is part of where the hate for this thing. Wait, is that a button right there? Yeah, it is. Okay, just had to pull harder, like a man. Before, I don't even know what I was saying. Sorry, guys. Unboxings go this way sometimes. Ooh, I like how grippy the anodizing is on this. I assume they do a sand blast as opposed to a bead blast, like a Microtech. Microtech does bead blast, so it's a little bit slicker, whereas this is a little grainier and a little rougher of a texture. There it is. Look at that. Wobbly blade and all. You know, it's not too bad, but it's definitely a little bit wobblier than most Microtechs, but not too bad. So I'm going to do a full in-depth kind of video on this, I think. I was debating if I wanted to tackle some of these concepts in this video or just have a fun unboxing with you guys and show you this knife, which you've seen a million times before, but I absolutely love it. I love the way this opens. It's so easy to open, and we'll talk about that more. That's not necessarily a good thing, but fidget factor-wise, that is a good thing. I also like the sound it makes. It's got kind of a cool sound, but the main reasons why I wanted to pick one of these up is I love OTFs, and this is a quintessential classic OTF that everybody knows and everybody recognizes. A lot of people have owned this. But it also has a very unique mechanism inside. So this McHenry design is different than what you would see in your typical Microtechs, whether it's a Scarab or an Ultratech or anything like that. It has its pros and cons. I'm leaning more towards more cons than pros, but it does have some pros. But it's just cool to own something different, right? Because the Microtech mechanism with the carriage and the springs, the simplified mechanism that they use, is kind of what you'll see in most applications, most OTF applications. Even like the Hawk Deadlock, the fundamental mechanism is very much like that. Now they go in and they add some additional features to get their non-moving blade and things like that. And they've also got some additional moving pieces to make that happen. But the basic functionality is the same as what you'd see in the Microtech, kind of the tried and true type thing. Whereas this is different. There's leaf springs, a lot more parts in here. It does have a few benefits like I mentioned, but for the most part, it's a little more complex. Generally, people consider this knife to be inferior to the Microtech internals, just in terms of reliability, not deploying when you drop it, things like that. Oh, something about this, and you know, I've said this before. I love the top button placement, something about pressing it and then seeing the blade come out in the same direction that my thumb's moving. I just love it. When we're talking about fidget factor, this is so easy to use. Like, you could do this all freaking day. Microtechs, they will wear your thumb out pretty dang quick. Whereas this is much more fun to play with. So that's an unboxing, I guess, if you want to call it that. If you guys have stuck around this long, it's been a bit of a ramble. I've been all over the place, but a little distracted, some things going on in the background. But once you start the unboxing, you got to move forward. I can't rebox and unbox again. So it is what it is. If I publish this, then it's going to remain intact. All right, guys, I'm going to do a more in-depth video about some of these concepts, why I think this knife is outdated, hasn't been updated, why I think it's still cool to have, at least from a collector standpoint, and where I hope this knife will go in the future. But until then, you guys take it easy. Thanks for your support. Talk to you later.